So the way that when I'm thinking, and this is all in terms of using it for local business, and the people who attended the previous workshop know I have a different stance when I'm building my own personal brand. But from building a brand for local business, use it for engaging with clients, keeping them informed with what's going on, and keeping them up with industry news. Pretty much just showing that you're on the cutting edge. Do you have any other points on the way that you think local business could use Twitter? Or does that?
Look, I think personally, and this is my personal perspective, I think for local business, Twitter's not a great thing. I think where it will work really, really well is where you can actually do search streams based on the country the tweet's coming from. To give that a bit of context, we were having a chat before in one of the breaks about, if people like Telstra and Medibank Private and some of these big companies, if they can actually, that are basically Australia-based brands, so they can actually just target and search Twitter for any time that Telstra's mentioned or Commonwealth Bank's mentioned and get in that conversation and make sure it's not negative and be responsive and stuff like that. That's where I think Twitter works really, really well. For small niche businesses like, masseuses and stuff like that, you can definitely get on there and look for terms about back pain. You can sort of, here's a quick idea and tip. But if that's not actually going to be seen by people in the Australian area, it's not the best ROI of your time. I think once you can actually start going to the search results part of Twitter and actually target a stream for back pain or dentist or whatever it might be, or keywords that only come from Australian Twitters, and then interact with those people, that's where it will get really, really powerful for small business. Yeah. I think where it can work well is just to build some market leadership in that, if you're trying to actually position yourself as a market leader in a particular space and you have 10,000, 20,000 followers on Twitter and you're talking about that and you're starting the conversation around the world and you are engaging and being the thought leader in that space, you can then get a lot of prestige and expert status off that. You'll be interviewed on other people's blogs. You'll maybe be asked to speak about at the National Physio Workshop and stuff like that, which are then you can put it back on your website, speaking out recently and keynote speaker here, and it's going to give you more authority and expert status so you can charge higher prices and get increased conversions. But as a direct ROI, I don't think it's the greatest thing yet. Direct to consumer stuff, it's a bit different. So,
yep. Another thing worth having a look at, though, if you're on local business, is an app that's popping out. It's huge in the States. It's going to catch on here. It's already starting to catch on, called Foursquare. Go ahead, register your business there. It's pretty easy. Head over to foursquare.com, get yourself an account, search for your particular business. If it hasn't got a listing, create one. And then what you can actually do, it's one of these location-based apps that are appearing on the phones. And what people are doing, it's all the rage to check in somewhere. That's what you do on Foursquare. If I'm down at the local pub, I might go, at the corner hotel. And anyone who follows me on Facebook sees I've got my Foursquare filters straight into my Facebook. So you'll see sometimes it'll pop up. It'll say, hey, Dave's down at the corner hotel having a beer with Tim, or whatever the case may be. So that's how people are using it. How to use it as a local business is you can start to do things where you encourage people to check in at your local business. And the person who checks in the most ends up getting mayor status, and you become the mayor of a particular area. You might be mayor of Bell City. You might be mayor of, the dentist in South Yarra. You might be mayor of whatever. And you can use, once you claim your listing, you can give mayors special discounts. So this really works extremely well if you're in things like, nightclubs or
Starbucks. Doing really, really well in the US. You can basically go and check into a different Starbucks location, and the mayor of the Starbucks gets half price Starbucks while they're mayor. So you log in and show them your iPhone and that you're Foursquare. I'm currently the mayor of this particular location, and you get half price Starbucks. And it's very competitive because people will go back to the Starbucks and check in again. And it's all based on where you are. So I can't be sitting here saying I'm checking into Starbucks in San Diego. You have to actually be there in the right geolocation, and it's all part of that sort of stuff. But I think it comes back to what you were saying before. The question about is how is this new search going to change? Is that, if I am, I don't use Foursquare, I'm just sort of find it a bit of a distraction personally, but for a lot of people, if I'm in a new town in Sydney, for example, and I've got a lot of friends who are on Foursquare, I'll go into Foursquare, I'll log in and go, and check where all my friends have been going to eat in Sydney. You can go restaurants in Sydney, where have my friends been going? And it'll show me the restaurants that my friends go to and check into regularly. Scott's the mayor of this particular restaurant. Well, he must go there once every 3 weeks or once every 2 weeks. I'll go there to eat. It's that sort of search which is going to change the world.
Yeah,